hate that this machine actually comes with these chemicals. Noble sends it with these chemicals. I think I'm gonna ask them to stop sending this for direct supply orders, and I'll see how well that goes. Just because customers just normally overuse chemicals, and they're not always the best. So, any questions about spot extractors? We also have wide area sweepers that are sort of look like this, but normally a little bit larger in footprint, maybe have batteries that control them. Those two are in our catalog. The very front portion of the floor care section, you don't have to show them or anything. Battery operated on the sweepers, cord operated on the vacuums. The difference between a sweeper and a vacuum, anybody know?
Suction?
Exactly, the suction component to it. So the wide area vacuums have that suction component. They're going to dig deeper down into carpets and really try to pull up the dirt and debris. A lot of customers, for that reason, will go with wide area vacuums. I tend to prefer the wide area sweepers. If you have wide area sweepers in the building, you'll get a lot of the surface level of trash. But if you're doing that on a daily basis rather than vacuuming every day, it's a faster process. 28 or 34 inch wide area sweeper will normally cut a 4-hour job down to 1 hour. If you think about wide hallways, large dining halls, again, we're going back to that labor cost, and we'll use our example from earlier. Our housekeeper normally takes 4 hours to vacuum the whole building, and now they can do it in an hour with a wide area sweeper. That labor cost goes from $40 a day to $10 a day. Of course, of a month, that's over $800 in savings. Over the course of a year, that's over $10,000 worth of savings in labor costs by just changing the piece of equipment that they use in the facility. So, wide area sweepers will get the job done a lot faster. They're battery operated, so no cord to plug in and pull out. They're so propelled, normally have a lever on the top that you just pull and they go on their own. So, very effective at picking up dirt quickly. And then if you're using the wide area sweeper, you don't have to vacuum every single day. You do want to pick up every day, whether it's a sweeper or a vacuum. If you're doing it daily with the sweeper, the more efficient tool, then once every 3 or 4 days, you can go on with your vacuum and do that deeper clean, and still be able to be effective at keeping dirt from settling in your carpet.
So is that wide area sweeper works somewhat similar to this?
Very similar to this. Actually, I will show you just because.
Yep.
Grab this guy again. It's significantly quieter. We use them here on our campus. You may have seen it before. These guys, these blue and black machines, have you seen these in our campus before? So there's a lever at the top you pull, and it just kind of pulls itself, and it kind of goes pretty quick too. So depending on how much you pull that lever, depends on how, or will determine how fast the machine goes. But very simple to use. All the dirt and debris goes in that blue hopper that's in front of it. You can literally just pull that up and dump it in the trash, and then go back to cleaning what you're doing. So we have a few different options available. We've got Clark and Advance, which are actually the same company. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you even care to know that. And then Nobles is our third manufacturer that sells them. So wide area vacuums also look very similar. This is Nobles unit here in the middle. They also look very similar. Clark option below that, another smaller Noble unit up top. Same type of idea, just they actually have the suction component to them. And they are always cord operated. So a little bit less expensive for the wide area vacuums. Wide area sweepers are a little bit more expensive, normally about $3,000 in price range or around that price range. But, again, if you think about it from only the cost perspective, a lot of customers would say, well, hey, I'm just going to buy this $500 vacuum instead of buying a $3,000 sweeper. If you think about the labor savings, if you're cutting a 4-hour job down to 1 hour, the labor savings alone will pay for that wide area sweeper 3 or 4 times in a year's time. So just something to consider. That's daily cleaning. Any questions about daily cleaning? Third step in the process is a step that a lot of facilities skip over. It's called interim maintenance or low moisture cleaning. It's the Whitaker system. I'm going to quickly skip over it like our facilities do and go to step 4. A lot of facilities, what they do is every time the carpet looks bad, they pull out their big extractor and they go in and do deep cleans. Have you guys seen this machine or similar looking machines? A lot of facilities use this machine on a regular basis. The issue with that is, I'm guys look at care instructions for any carpeted surface, most manufacturers recommend no more than 1 or 2 times per year. A lot of facilities are using those once a week or once a month every time the carpet starts to look bad. If you think about what that machine does, is it takes a water chemical mix, it dumps a bunch of it on the floor, and attempts to agitate it and lift up any dirt or debris with that water. The issue is that even a brand new machine that's sucking at its best, I know that sounds weird, but a brand new machine that's sucking at its best will only pick up about 60% of that water and chemical that it put down into the floor. So where's the other 40%?
Still in the carpet.
It's still in the carpet. That's where you get the long dry time from 8 to 10 hours on average is what it takes most carpeted surfaces to completely dry down to the base of the carpet. It's about 8 to 10 hours. What facility have you ever been in that has 8 to 10 hours to section it off before people can walk over? What facility have you ever been in that has even 1 hour to section it off? Reality is extraction does still need to be done, but not as frequently as facilities are doing it. Facilities like to look right after an extraction, but what will happen is because those carpets are still wet for so long, people will start to walk over them before they're completely dry. If you think about what chemical is designed to do, it's designed to attract dirt. So what happens is as my shoe is walking over that surface that has water and chemical that's still activated, it's literally pulling the dirt off my shoe. So when that carpet dries, you'll start to see those stains rise up in the carpet again, and the carpet starts to look worse than it did when you initially extracted. So what do? They come back a week later and they do it again, and again, and again. It's an ongoing process. The other thing you have to think about what carpet or what extractors do is if you think about this shirt that I have on, I'll wash it when I get done wearing it today, or maybe not today, maybe in a week when I do laundry. But, this shirt, the blues used to be a little bit brighter, the black used to be a little bit brighter. I think it's black in there, whatever, so darker blue, whatever the case may be. If I were to wash this shirt every day, would it be the same color at the end of the week or about the end of the month? I'm also putting detergent in it, which is a chemical, right? And I'm washing it on a daily basis. What's also going to happen to the quality of the material?
It's going to break down.
It's going to stretch, it's going to rip, it's going to not be as good a quality as it was when I initially bought the shirt. Our carpets are no different. They are a fabric type material or cloth-like material. They are designed to be cleaned on a regular basis, but there are certain types of cleaning. If you think about putting a bunch of water and chemical down into it on a regular basis, it breaks down those carpet fibers. It also starts to discolor those fibers. So they should not be doing that type of cleaning on a regular basis. If you see that machine out in the buildings on a regular basis, you know, it's okay to say, well, hey, how often are you doing that? And you can even go and share the care instruction with them and say, hey, your carpet manufacturer only recommends you do this once a year. But there is an alternative to cleaning that way because people are infatuated with the look of carpet after they've extracted it. There's an alternative way to get that look without doing the damage that an extractor does, and that's with the Whitaker system. So going back to step 3, the low moisture cleaning or interim maintenance, this machine is really designed to give you the look and feel of an extraction without doing the damage that an extractor does. So significantly less water, a lot less aggressive with the brushes on it. What this machine will do is it's a 2-part deal. So it's going to, one, agitate your carpet or lift up any carpet pile. It's got 3 counter-rotating brushes on the bottom of it that are designed to take carpet fibers that have been walked on and lift those carpet fibers back up again so they're standing up straight. That process in itself makes the carpet look better. But in addition to that, it's also spraying a chemical and patented technology in this chemical. Crystal Dry Extra is really designed to do a couple different things. So one, it's designed to go in and clean the carpet and attract any dirt like chemicals do. But there's also a part of the formula that makes the chemical crystallize and form a shell around the outside of it. To kind of show you how that works, I used to have something there, but essentially you have a piece of dirt on the floor. This chemical will go in and collect that dirt like all chemicals do. But within 20 minutes, it starts to harden and form a shell around the outside of that dirt and debris and the chemical, and that's the key component. It's forming a shell around the outside of the chemical. What advantage do you have when you form that shell around the chemical? Does anybody know?
Fibers.
That's part of it, absolutely. Easier to pick up, absolutely. Anything? That's it. So we talked about with extraction how when you clean, when you extract, you put a bunch of chemical on the carpet, and it's, as long as it's down there, it's 8 to 10 hours for it to dry. That chemical, as long as it's wet, it's still active, it's still collecting dirt. If you form a shell around the outside of that chemical, it can no longer collect the dirt. The other thing is, let's say you do give a carpet proper time to dry after it's been extracted. Those chemicals, because you sprayed so much, they're embedded in the carpet, so there's no way to really get all the chemicals out. Let's say a week later it rains and I walk in with wet shoes, what do I do with that chemical that's been in the carpet?
Reactivate it.
You reactivate it, so again, you have that ongoing issue. Because of that shell it formed, I'm actually able to pick up the chemical. First off, it's not attracting anymore, but I'm also able to pick up the chemical when I vacuum the next time. So this machine is gonna lift up that carpet pile, which makes the carpet look better, but it's also gonna attract that dirt, form a shell around the chemical in the dirt, and allow you to pick it up with your vacuum. The other thing this does is when you lift up the carpet pile, it helps with everyday stuff like cleaning with a vacuum. If you clean with the vacuum, carpets that are flipped over, it's hard to suck those carpet fibers up and clean below them. If you're cleaning regularly with the Whitaker system, you're able to lift up those carpet fibers and it helps the vacuum to suck deeper into the surface. This machine should be used once every 2 weeks in high traffic areas of the facility, once a month in lower traffic areas of the facility. But if you're doing this, you're maintaining the carpet, and over a period of time, you're making sure the carpet stays looking good. Carpet and Road Institute says if you're using this machine, you're gonna extend the life of your carpets 5 to 7 years if you're using this and keeping that in the closet. Once a year, you do still wanna go in and use the extractor, so that's the 4th step in the process is deep cleaning of your carpet or restorative maintenance. You do want to, once a year, still go in and do that deep cleaning. But because of the process involved with this, extraction is a very slow process. You should be moving at about this pace when you're extracting the floor. And if you think about how big facilities are, a lot of people get frustrated and just do it a lot quicker. But it's a 3-step process. It has to spray, it has to agitate, and then it has to lift up any dirt or debris. And it's also doing that in a backwards motion. So you're literally moving at this pace. It's spraying, agitating, and then lifting all the dirt and debris. It takes about an hour to clean 1,000 square feet. Just to put things in perspective, it takes about an hour to clean 16,000 square feet with that machine. So significantly faster, a lot more efficient. This machine, you do want to still go in and do it once a year, but what I normally recommend is spread that out over the year. So you may do a little bit. You may do the front vestibule in January, and you may want to section that off for the full time you need. Maybe you do it overnight, give it the time to completely dry. And then you may go a little bit down the hallway and do the next part the later half of January. You have a schedule where you go through and do every part of the facility once per year, but you maintain it with the Whitaker system on a regular basis. That's carpet care. Any questions about carpet care?
No, I can just speak to this though. In one of my designated Epic Plaza, they put the carpet in 2 years ago, and they used an extractor weekly, and their carpet was completely trashed. So before they would put in the new specified designated carpet, they had direct supplies cleaning people come out, and we'll actually do like a presentation on this stuff at the community, right?
Yeah, so I do travel and do presentations. In
Yeah,
the
so
facilities.
they forced their maintenance people to do that, and but it really does crazy damage.
And on the other side, I've had customers say, we only use the Whitaker, just do the Whitaker,
Right.
and they said that their carpet lasted
Yeah. If you're using that on a regular basis and you're vacuuming on a regular basis and you're properly using matting, there should really be no reason, especially for brand new carpet, you probably shouldn't have to use your extractor at all for the first year and a half. Even a lot of facilities will even not even buy it up front because they know they won't need it because they're going to maintain the carpets with the Whitaker system. I do still recommend going in and doing the deep cleaning because you do need something to go in and actually pick up any dirt or debris every now and then, and that's what the extractor will do, whereas this is just lifting it up and carving any smaller dust and dirt particles. So, once a year you do want to get that deep extraction.
I have a question. So, doing this one time a year, then going back with the crystallize, and does it then crystallize around that chemical then?
So,
Wow.
good question. So, what I normally recommend is if you have a Whitaker and you're using Whitaker chemicals, then extract with just water.
Oh, okay. So then you don't have that same issue.
Exactly. You don't have the resoiling issue. You do at some point need chemical, but if you're gonna use a chemical, why not have an encapsulation chemical instead of hardening that you can actually pick up? Then just go in and extract with just water. And in the areas where you do have deeper stains and spots, pre-spray it first. Don't put it in the machine with pre-sprays. Any other carpet questions? Cool. I got about 5-6 minutes, and I do want to cover hard floors, but it won't take very long. First step in the process. Can anybody guess what the first step of the process is? It's a 3-step process. Everybody always says sweet, but it's not. Okay. What's that?
Like using the math.
There you go. You're on fire today. It's the same, regardless of the inside of the building.